Welcome to The Explainer. Today, what we're doing is boiling down a ton of expert advice into one single blueprint for launching a successful YouTube channel in 2026, starting from absolute zero.
You know, you hear it all the time, right? People say it's too saturated, that you're too late to the party. But the experts we've studied say that's just the wrong way to look at it. The game isn't over, the rules have just changed.
So, the old way? That was all about obsessing over expensive gear, posting kind of random videos, and just hoping for views. But the 2026 playbook, it flips that completely on its head. Now it's about obsessing over a smart strategy, building a repeatable system, and actively engineering your channel's discovery.
To get you there, we're going to walk through this blueprint in 5 clear sections. We'll cover the new mindset, the practical steps to launch, how to actually grow, how to market, and finally, how to turn all this into a real, sustainable business. Okay, let's jump right in. This first section is all about a really fundamental mindset shift. You're not just a creator, you're more like a scientist running experiments in a lab.
Just think about it. Audiences in 2026 are pretty skeptical of gurus. We don't want more generic tips, we want proof. That's exactly why the new playbook is built on trust. Your channel becomes a lab where you run experiments and share the evidence, showing your audience what actually works. Okay, so let's get practical. Phase 1 is all about building that foundation. And honestly, this is where we overcome the biggest hurdle of all, just getting started.
So what's step 1? The single most critical, non-negotiable action you can possibly take. It's this: post your very first video. Not when you feel ready. Definitely not when you get a new camera. Now, because your biggest enemy isn't imperfection, it's inertia.
This is the start messy principle, and it's so important. Perfectionism will keep you on the sidelines forever. Your first video is probably going to be your worst, and you know what? That's a feature, not a bug. Hitting publish is the only way to break that inertia, build real confidence, and start the feedback loop that actually leads to improvement.
And this right here, this brings us to the biggest technical mistake new creators make. We obsess over getting a 4K camera but completely neglect audio. Here's the truth. Viewers will tolerate decent video, but they will click away in a second if they can't hear you clearly.
Look, your phone is already a powerhouse that shoots incredible video. So your first and really your only necessary upgrade should be a solid, budget-friendly microphone. Pair that with a cheap tripod and you have a studio in your pocket. This simple setup lets you focus on what really matters, your content.
Okay, so now you're creating. The next logical question is, how does anyone find you? Let's look at the engine that actually drives discovery and brings those viewers to your channel.
It is so crucial to remember this. YouTube isn't just a social network, it's the world's second largest search engine. Why does that matter so much? Well, because unlike social feeds that tend to favor established creators, search is based on merit. It's the ultimate backdoor for a new channel with 0 subscribers to get discovered.
This framework gives you 3 powerful, actionable strategies for growth. You can master search by creating how-to videos. You could borrow attention by trend surfing on relevant topics, or you can find a gap by serving a unique, underserved audience. The point is, you don't have to guess how to grow. You can choose a deliberate path.
So creating great content, that's only half the battle. The other half, the part that most people completely ignore, is getting people to actually click on it in the first place. This is where marketing comes in.
I love this quote. It's a complete game changer. It just means that even the most brilliant, life-changing video will totally fail if it's poorly packaged. Marketing isn't something you do after you make the video, it's part of the creation process itself.
And the good news is, effective video marketing really boils down to just 3 key elements. If you can master these 3 T's for every single video, you give your content a real fighting chance to be seen.
So here they are, the 3 T's: topic, title, and thumbnail. Before you even think about hitting record, you have to answer these 3 questions. First, topic. Is there proven demand for this idea? Second, title. Is it compelling and is it searchable? And third, thumbnail. Does it stop the scroll and create curiosity?
This is how the pros do it. They completely reverse the workflow. They don't make a video and then just slap a title on it as an afterthought. No way. They design the marketing package first, and then they create the content to deliver on the promise of that package.
All right, let's zoom out for this last part. A successful channel isn't just a series of viral videos, it's a sustainable business. So let's talk about the mindset you need for long-term success. Long-term success really lives at the intersection of these 3 Ps. You need passion to avoid burnout, you need proficiency so your content is actually good, and you absolutely need a path to profit to make it all sustainable. Miss even one of those and the whole thing is eventually gonna fall apart.
Okay, time for a harsh reality check. If your only plan is to make money from YouTube ads, you're building on the absolute weakest foundation possible. You need an incredible amount of views to make significant income, which is why you have to diversify.
The real income potential, especially for smaller channels, isn't in ad revenue. It's in diversified streams like affiliate marketing, or even better, creating your own products and courses. These methods don't rely on massive view counts, and they give you so much more control over your business.
So, this entire blueprint, everything we've talked about, it boils down to one final idea. You now have the framework, so the only thing left to do is act. Stop waiting for perfect. Start your first experiment. The most important question isn't what's the perfect video, but what's the imperfect video you can upload this week? Your journey starts with that single step.